Let me know if it's too loud. I'll either turn me down or turn it down. How's everybody doing tonight? I couldn't hear that.
Good job.
All right. Fantastic. Welcome to the January 2026 Delta Amateur Radio Club membership meeting. It is a wonderful night. Thank you for finding the new meeting location. We've got some things that we'll talk about that in a few minutes when that comes up in a minute or two. With that, I'd love to call us to order, and I could ask Perry to call the roll real quick of the board members that are present.
Thank you, Mr. President. President Joe Plump.
Here.
Secretary Perry Hayes is present. Present. That's confusing. Tyler, Vice President.
Present.
Treasurer Paul Brew.
Present.
Director of Training Joe Lowenthal.
Here.
Computer Trustee Dan Fleet.
Here.
Director of Meetings and Special Events Josh Cunningham. Here. Director of Programs Adam White.
Here.
Director of Publications Jonathan Urschel.
Here.
Club Historian John Reiners.
He's on a cruise.
Imagine that. He's on a cruise.
Again.
All right. Thank you everyone for coming out tonight. We're going to we always take a minute when we start the meeting to do a quick introduction around the tables. We have a little bit of that extended today because we were kind of gathering. So I'm going to make this one tonight real quick. So I want to hear you just real quick. If you'll raise your hand, identify your name and your call, just that, and what your favorite meeting location either is or has been in the past. Just toss something out. All right? Does that sound like a plan? And Steve, we're starting this way and going this way, or this way and that way.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start over here with Josh, way over on the couch.
All right, Josh, KQ4IOS, and I did like the last meeting location because I'm used to it, but we'll see how the new one goes.
Fair enough.
Tyler, KQ4QEV. I've only been to 2, so there and here.
All right, we'll come to the front table. Comment?
Clement, KQ4TQV. I'm kind of a fan of just call this location and other one. So I'm good with anything.
That's what I get for picking a random topic.
Randall, Kilo Yankee 4, Mike Yankee. I did like the location of the church in summer,
Ellendale.
because it was close.
Indeed. Fair enough.
Jim, N4VOK. You know, we say this one's too new, to really assess yet, but I like the seminary.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Jonathan KO4WAQ. I like the seminary as well.
Jose KJ4TCJ, seminary.
All right. Back table here with Don.
Don, KZ4GJ. I'm like everybody else. I've been to 2. There and here, and I like there better because it don't have the traffic.
Oh, well, okay.
Amen.
Whiskey 4, Juliet Bravo Golf. I've only been to 2 locations. I like this one because I know the back way to get here is close to the house.
Fantastic.
You sorry, though.
Larry KR4DFU, no preference.
Dane at WI3B, I kind of like the old Red Cross because we had a half station back there.
We got some seats up front with a nice comfy chair up front.
Tom, AC5 tomorrow. I like to go to Harrisburg. Hands work 2 in the bush. So it's close.
Ross, Kilo Romeo 4, off of my Quebec, and this is like 5 minutes from home, so this is gonna work.
Tom, N4LIA. I've been all 3, but this is close to the home. I'm closer than he is.
All right. We'll move over to the next table. And oh, sorry, I apologize. I totally apologize.
Dave, AD4Q, and I like Ellendale because it was closer for me.
We'll move to our YLs.
Fanny, WB4ICU,
And I don't have a preference. I live in Moscow, which is a good way.
Okay, thank you for making the long drive. Ed?
I'm glad it's not Moscow.
Ed, Kilo Alpha 4 Bravo Lima Lima. I prefer this one.
Mary, WB4 SWP. I like here. It's right down the street.
Well, WA4 MJM. Easy.
You've seen a lot of locations. All right, Barry.
Perry, November 4th, Golf Juliet. We've been so blessed. You gotta think of all the places that have let us meet. We've been blessed. We've never had to go without, as far as I can remember. This is a great place. So thank you, Joe, and your church for hosting us. But we did meet at Bill Stevens' church once, and that was literally 2 streets from my house.
Can't get much closer than that. Tom?
Yeah.
Tom KM4AEM. I live in Piperton, so this is perfect.
Fair enough. We'll come to this table. All right, we'll go with the YL first.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I don't have fancy letters yet. I'm
We're working on it.
So hopefully this will help, but I'm Rebecca.
Bill, KK4 VPS. This is closer to my house, so.
Fantastic.
Bill, KK4. I like this place better. Traffic wise now, it's
Understand. Go ahead.
This is Jim, KK4 TCE, 170, which is down the street. I like changes.
I'm John, Quebec, Kilo Quebec 4 Uniform India Charlie, and my general license is brand new, and I consider it more of a learner's permit than a license.
Congratulations.
Without Joe, I wouldn't have had a technicians or a general.
There are a lot of people that say that, that have the ability to say that.
I'm Eric, AK4YD, and I live on Highway 70, so I guess I would pick Ellendale, but I think this is a great place.
Fair enough. We'll go back to the back table there.
Jeff, AJ4GY, Ellendale.
Rick?
Rick, N0KYN, I'd probably prefer Ellendale because it was closer.
Rick, WA4NVM, I'll vote for anything on 540. Richard, K4DXF, I think I like the Arlington one better.
That's better, yeah.
Billy, WL4B, Zoom call.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
Meaning your easy chair. All right, go ahead.
Bob Knight, KR4EXD, and I live in Arlington, so the last place was good, but I just heard about this one, it was in Arlington, so that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about meeting locations. It's coming. I promise. It's a topic.
Taylor?
I'm Taylor, KT4KLJ. I don't know what else we're supposed to say.
That's all. We're good. We're good. Martin?
Mark Bledsoe, KO4KQA. I just missed out on meeting in Ellendale, and it's like a 2-minute walk from my house. I was really wishing that that one would have worked out, but the storm came through. Yeah, I'm not licensed. We're just here to see what you guys are doing.
Have fun. Appreciate it. Welcome.
Yeah, we're just here.
Absolutely. Glad you're here. Thank you so much. Yep. Fantastic. We'll catch up in a little bit afterwards. John?
I'm John, KK4LST, and yeah, I would lean towards the Arlington as well, but this is great.
Fantastic.
I'm with Kilo Alpha 4 Whiskey, beer, or bourbon.
Yeah. Whiskey. Yeah, we get it. Familiar. Yes, sir.
I'm Justin Wright, KW4SX. I was pumped it was here. It just keep getting closer to my house. So,
There you go.
So, yeah.
We're gonna get there. Go ahead, sir.
I'm Dylan. I'm new to this. I'm not licensed yet. This is my first time out for a meeting that I.
Welcome. Congratulations. All right, we'll go over to Randy.
I'm Randy, KQ4HJH, and I do have a rationale. Anything that's a church, I have to support because I'm at the seminary, and so I also like the seminary location because I used to work there. We've moved to Arlington, so that's my new favorite one.
Yep. All right, Paul.
I'm Paul, KY4MX. I'm sitting next to Randy, so I like to
Good call.
I'm Dan, AA4DF, and I'm glad when we didn't have to go down to Central Avenue anymore. So.
I'm Joe, WA4OVO. I'll take up a little of John Reiner's historian. I remember meeting in Whitehaven at the library in the Dove Creek Townhouses community room. Then we moved to the Red Cross building on Central. Then we went to Ellendale. When Ellendale roof blew off, we went to Mid-America Seminary, and now we're here, but we did meet one time at Bill Stevens Church, Lord of Life on Park Avenue. So that's a little of the history of the spots that we've been in over the last 40 years of the club. At least 40 years of the club.
And I thought that'd be a good history lesson. That's why I kind of picked that one, just to kind of go through all the meeting locations, because it is popular. All right, Adam.
I'm Adam, K4SPB, and seminary was close to my house, but this place has good access too. So.
Steve, KK4VPT, and I've checked with John Reiner, and he and I would prefer a cruise ship, but...
All right, cruise ship. I don't know how we'll budget for that, but we'll work it out. All right. And I'm Joe. I'm November the Sierra 4 Echo, and I appreciate everyone being here. Thanks so much. It is going to be a fun evening tonight. A couple of things. I just want to preface everything. We have got a busy meeting tonight. Unfortunately, we've got a few things as a club that we need to talk about. Kind of hinted at, we need to talk about meeting locations, so that's going to be a topic real quick that we'll talk about. We're going to talk about the expo that we have coming up in April. That needs some conversation topics. So we're going to have a little more conversation this meeting than normal, and then we'll get out of the way. And Adam has got a great presentation on keyboard to keyboard modes. And then we'll talk a little bit at close with the AWRL 250 contest that's worked all state that's working for the year this year. So with that, we need to read and approve the minutes as they were published.
I'm taking Ham's place. I move that we do it as in the Sparks report, and I screwed it up, but it's good anyway.
All right. Seconded by Randy. Don made the motion to approve the minutes and treasurer's report as published as part. Seconded by Randy. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All right. Perfect. Got that out of the way.
Ham had some surgery this morning, I believe.
Good. Good to hear that. All right. We'll take a quick minute and give the floor to the board members if we have anything that they want to bring to the membership real quick. We'll start with Tyler.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, looking forward to a good 2026. We got a lot of things coming, moving around, maybe locations, we'll discuss that later. Winterfield Day is, well, this weekend Swamp Stompers, then Winterfield Days next weekend, a couple other events, not Free Fest, whatever we're going to call it, is in April. So we got a very busy first half of the year, so looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We'll move on to Secretary Harry, you got anything?
Nothing to add.
Fantastic. Paul, you got anything?
I don't have anything either.
Fantastic. Move right along. Adam.
Winterfield Day is coming up right around the corner, about 10 days. We'll be out there, send up Friday and then activate Saturday, Sunday. Might be a little wet. If you just want to come for a day and then bounce when the weather gets bad, that's totally cool. Just hit me up. And the location's in Sparks too. So.
Did everybody, hang on, let's take a quick poll. Did everybody get a copy of Sparks? Because I've heard that there's a couple that not getting Sparks. Anybody not get Sparks? If you didn't get Sparks, come see me. I'll get your email address and make sure it gets taken care of. Okay? Come see me if you didn't get Sparks. All right, thank you, Adam. Josh?
Nothing to add.
Fantastic. Jonathan?
Nothing to report.
Fantastic. Joe, you want to take some talk about training?
Extra class is going pretty well with 10 students. One of our students passed extra tonight, so that's good. And then a tech class we have scheduled via Zoom on 6 Monday nights from February the 23rd through April the 6th, excluding March the 10th. So if anybody know of anybody wanting to get in the class, need to send an email with the subject line tech class and their name, email address, and cell phone number to wa4ovo@gmail.com.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate all that. Look forward to hearing more about training as we move through this. All right, I'm going to call on Dan, and you can merge into a repeater report if you want to take the floor for that. Microphone is yours. It's up here.
I'll do the abbreviated version. Some of y'all may have noticed the 443.2 repeater does not have a squelch tail on it at all, no Roger bead. We know about that. It works pretty good. Just, it's going to take a while to fix the old repeater and figure out some things. We had Bible Night, Alan Wood came out to the 8-2 site last month. And we did some testing. They brought out an extra set of duplexers and we swapped some stuff out, and the noise is still there, so we believe that the issue's up on the top. So we're going to have to do a tower climb. So we've got to look at what we want to do, how much money we have, can we get a grant, things like that. So we got some more planning to do, but it's up on top and it's going to take some work to fix it.
All right.
So
We'll take just an opportunity. Anybody have any real quick questions? Don't want to linger too long because it's going to take a detailed plan for that. So we're going to have to put some stuff together, and we're working to pull all that together. Yes, Jeff?
Not a question, but I noticed that 3.2 doesn't ID either right now.
okay, we'll take a look at that.
How far up is the tower? How many feet up is it?
The 8.2 is at 700 feet.
What does that normally cost to get somebody up there?
$3,000.
That's the top 500.
So when you,
I'm not doing it for $3,000.
so when you, so $3,000. So you don't want to be shimmying up in there and going, oh, we needed something. We're going to have to go order it and then pay for another climb. So we're going to look at saying, all right, let's do all of our long-term maintenance on this too.
They never did fix the elevator.
Yeah. But
To kind of piggyback the word that Dan just mentioned, long-term maintenance was the word that he used. I don't know that we've done as a club, it predates me and some others, but long-term maintenance is cyclical and life cycle. We're kind of in the life cycle mode of where, okay, it's time to go up the tower and do life cycle maintenance at the top of the tower. That's that time. You do that with your car and all the other things. You have life cycles on. That's where we are in our main flagship repeater cycle. It's time to do life cycle maintenance. That life cycle happens to be at the top of the tower. So we're going to put together a plan, bring the membership, and let y'all know what's going on. Thank you, Dan.
Jimmy, if you got any more questions?
All right. Before we dive into talking a little bit about the expo in April, let's talk about the elephant in the room, literally, the room. All right, let's talk about meeting locations. I want to take a minute and just take the opportunity to thank the seminary for hosting us for the long term that they did. And I want to also say that they are not kicking us out. They just weren't ready for us. They weren't ready for us to be there this month. We have a home there should we choose to go to Arlington, where they're now located on Airline Road. Randy, if you want to take just a second and talk about where your new location is, that's fantastic. Don't mean to put you on the spot. But the seminary is not saying that we can't go back to their location. We have options. We just couldn't go there this month.
True that. We actually still have some stuff at the old location in Cordova. Our contractor has done what contractors do if they're in the room. Certainly not you, but with all that being said, things have been pushed back, and we probably, the room we're meeting in now has 60 chairs, no tables. But it's possible, but it's more likely that it's going to be, I'm not even sure about February.
Fair.
But March is looking really good for all things considered. So that's it, but it's still.
Yep, fair enough. Thank you.
Yep.
What's your location?
Oh, well, yeah. The address 5640 5640 Airline Road. And if you know where Arlington High School is, it's just a little further north. If you know where Microport Orthopedic, the manufacturing's over on the west side of Airline. We're right across the street, and actually, that was Wright Medical. And, okay? And so, it's their office building, and Arlington Chamber calls it the glass building, with a little white building next to it. We got both of those.
That's
So that's the two things they call it.
Little crosswalk right across Airline Road right there.
There is, there is. So, 5640 Airline.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Randy. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but thank you.
That's great.
So just to kind of caveat and put another piece of that in context, we're good to meet here for January and February. We're also good to meet here throughout the end of the year should we choose to, but we don't have the membership's consensus on what they would like. There are some other options that we would like to, if we needed to put other options on the table, that we can certainly discuss. So really the decision that I wanted to talk to the membership about, the board wanted to talk to the membership about, is we've got the option stay here, because we'll have to be here for January and February. And then in March, we can go back out to Arlington, or we can stay here for the rest of the year, and even long-term after that. It's really a consensus of what the membership would like to see from a meeting location. Yes, Jeff?
Does anybody have a facility that they would be willing to discuss about a meeting location? Other than here in Arlington?
And that's also an option, is a third option to be named. It's certainly an option as well too.
Hey, Joe.
Yes, sir.
What about the new owners?
So we have reached, yes, thank you. We have reached out to the ownership group that has purchased the former seminary location. It's probably pretty public now that that's Union University. They are waiting to get back to us, meaning they haven't got back to us yet. It's not a no, but they just don't know yet. So that is an option as well too, to work out an arrangement where we go back to that location. So those are three things that are on the table right now. We can go out to Arlington in March, we can stay here, or we can work it out to go back to Appling Road with the former seminary location if we can get that worked out. And here's the other thing, we don't have to make a decision tonight, okay? Nobody is trying to twist anybody's arm or force the decision. Those are the things that are on the table. And as the board, I hope I speak for all of the board members, this is what we talked about. We don't want to make a decision without involving the membership and the membership having the opportunity to tell us what y'all want. Because it's not about us as the board, it's what you want as the membership. All right, I'll open the floor for just a second. Yes, sir.
Does Arlington location have adequate parking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir?
Is there an opportunity at this location or another room?
Absolutely.
For the 101 and the other?
Absolutely. I just didn't schedule it for this meeting. I'll schedule it for February. Any other questions? Does anybody want to try to offer a consensus, or do we want to try to make a statement?
Show
Or
of hands.
what's that?
Maybe a show of hands of the three options. Not
Fair
a
enough.
vote, but just like.
I think really, until we know that we're gonna be able to settle somewhere temporary probably wouldn't be a bad idea. So if we could hold it off until the permanent one for just a little couple of
So,
months.
to answer that question, we are permanently, absolutely welcome at the seminary. No questions. They are absolutely open arms. Come meet. They're just not ready until March. Okay. So we have a permanent meeting location. It could be at the seminary. It's in Arlington on Airline Road. So the question becomes, until we can get to that facility, we've got this for January and February. Then the question becomes, does the membership, and we'll get to Jonathan's point by show of hands, we have an opportunity to say, well, maybe we don't want to drive out to Arlington, or maybe we want to stay a little closer to the loop. But we got a question in the back.
I propose that we wait to vote on a permanent location till we see the new location, and then people can make up their mind about that location or this location or another one if it's come up in the meantime.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
That's a totally fair statement. So the proposal that was made is that we meet temporarily. We'll meet in Arlington in March, see how that works out, and then we'll discuss it in probably May. Probably be my guess. Yes, Rick?
When would you hear from Union University about going back to the old place?
Not sure. I don't have a definitive answer on that one.
You know, that might be a nice place to suck in new members. I'm sorry, too.
Absolutely. Although I am very appreciative that we've got 3 people tonight that are new to this group.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. So
I think there's 5 new people.
I can't count. Well, there we go.
That's the reason you're not the treasurer.
That is a correct statement. That is a correct statement. True. All right, so the proposal that we got on the floor is that we wait until we've visited both spots, and we'll revisit this in May would be probably the best thing, because April is going to be a very busy month. So, yes, sir.
I make a motion that we do that.
Fair enough. There's a motion made by Mark, seconded by Bill. I'm blank, sorry. So all in favor of visiting and staying here for January, February, visiting in Arlington in March and April, and making some sort of decision in May, just say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
All right, so there was a 1 nay. So let's put this kind of on the record just so that we'll know. So we're going to meet here January, February. March and April will for sure be in Arlington, and with May most likely also being in Arlington, and then we'll make a decision based on that. Does that sound like everybody work out? Fantastic. All right, let's talk about Expo, April, HamFest. Everybody excited about that?
Yeah.
All right, Steve, you want to come up and join us so we can kind of have a round table about this?
Yeah.
I don't want to steal the floor. So let me welcome up to the microphone Steve Frazier. I think everybody knows Steve, past president. But he is the chairperson for the HamFest / Expo that we're having in April. And it's on the 11th. It's at the Agri Center. It's going to be taking place in the date of Free Fest. Since Free Fest is not going to go forward as Free Fest. So with that, I think Steve's got some stuff he wants to share with us. I'm not going to monopolize the mic any longer. While Steve's doing that, there is a volunteer form, and we need plenty of people to help. I'll pass those QR codes around. They're taped up by the door to fill out a volunteer form. What we're looking for on that form is your name, phone number, email, so that we can get in touch with you and a day that you can meet, so that we can start getting the group together to start putting this together. We've narrowed it down to a kind of a finite 5 kind of themes that are focused for the festival, expo, and Steve's going to take it away and kind of show us the space.
Okay. And before I forget about it, before we go on to that, Swamp Stompers, because that's this weekend. I've got enough to cover what I need to do, but if anybody's interested, see me. I could use about 2 more people. We used, the repeater, so, anybody with a tech, they're able to do it. We start at, the run starts at 7:30. We usually meet for breakfast there at the general store in Shelby Forest at 6 o'clock. And it finishes by 4, but a lot of the places that we need volunteers finish up by 2 o'clock or so. So if anybody's interested in that, I can use a couple more people on that. Just see me. Is anybody, any questions on that, or anybody interested? Okay. Might be able to. Okay. Well, like I said, I've got 1 or 2 spots that if, somebody needs to leave early, I could put you there if that would help. So, and the weather's supposed to be pretty decent. I mean, we've had a little bit of everything on this one, and it's actually not too bad just from what I'm seeing. All right, just see me, and I'll get you some more information on that. Free Fest, Expo, whatever we want to call it, but that's one thing we've got to start deciding so that we can gear up for it. We definitely need to get away from Free Fest. I'm liking the idea of some sort of an expo to make it, because what we're trying to do is make this a little bit interactive with the community. I've been to most of the clubs in the area, and I was we went to Neshoba last night, and Joe and I were talking before we met, and he actually had better numbers than I did. All right, we're the biggest club in the area, and we have got, y'all can see here, this is pretty typical for a turnout. What, 60, 70 people. We've got active or on the roll, we've got 200. And some of y'all may know, but how many people with a FCC license live in the Memphis area? All right, let's do it.
Number by number. How many?
What's an estimate? What do y'all think is the number of people?
Memphis metro area?
No, within
Shelby County.
Yeah, Shelby County.
1,800.
Is that Shelby County?
Yeah. Ham radio. That's about 2,000 give or take. If we've got 200 people, we're the biggest club, and we got 200 people that are members. There's 2,000 out there. What can we do to, get some more people interested? What can we do to get people more involved? Understand some of those may be, they may have the license good for 10 years. It may be people that, are showing as being in the area and they're not active or not in the area anymore. But there's a big opportunities for us to grow, and we've got to try to figure out what we can do with that. And that, the swap meet, it's hard to get vendors right now. If y'all have even been to Huntsville, vendors are hard right now. So we're having some struggles with that. So rather than wasting a lot of time right now, because you call the vendors and say, hey, you want to come to Memphis for our expo, pre-fest or whatever, they're going to say, well, how many people normally come? And unfortunately, from the past, there's not good data on how many people attended because of the way the tickets were done. The ticket sales were more for the door prizes, and it's just hard to really say for sure what the attendance was. So this year is going to be a little bit more of a startup. Everybody's got to understand we're going to try some things. Billy Freeman has been a big help, and he's got some good ideas, and he's got a lot of good experience doing forums, doing presentations. But one thing that I see is us doing more interaction with the people that are there. Have a round table or town hall meeting type thing where somebody comes in and they don't have their ham license or they're not an active member with a club. Answer questions about how they can start getting more involved. This is people that are familiar. Now I've got some pictures where you can kind of see better, but here's the area that we've got. If you're familiar with the Agri Center, we've got what they call Wing A. The parking lot is here. You come into the main building through this hallway here, and then we've got this area here.
Where's Walnut Grove?
I'll show you here in just a second. Walnut Grove's here, Germantown's here. And then we've got these two seminar rooms. I've actually got this set up more as a video that I sent to some people. But we'll see. Okay, that's answering your question. Here's Walnut Grove, here's Germantown, there's the butcher shop, there's the main parking lot, there's the entrance, and we've got this back corner back here.
So the space that we have is a little over 8,000 square feet. The Bartlett space that was used last year was a little over 7,000 square feet. So we've got about the same amount of square feet to work with, and from that perspective, we're looking to really focus on to keep our swap meet, whether that's in the parking lot or inside. We're making sure that we keep our vendors engaged.
Right now,
yeah, it would not be sanctioned by us, because if we do something in the parking lot as a sanctioned thing and roped off, we have to pay for that. So if people are out there with their trunks open, okay, so be it. And then the forums that Steve is into that are going to be something that are going to take a focus for us to fill out, because we've got 2 forum rooms that we've got as a function of the venue space. We've got those for the entire day. Part of that will be for testing, and then the remainder of those hours that we have are the ability to have them available for forums. So we're looking at probably 10 or 11 slots for forums, depending on if we do hour slots or 90-minute slots. A lot of people don't like 90-minute slots, so an hour is a predominant favorite right now. And then Mary Jean Hall has stepping up and is going to have a STEM corner to really bring in the high school, middle schoolers with DX robotics and other things at a corner of the space. And that's kind of the focus areas. And then a little bit, as always, the event has the socialization aspect of it, the community aspect of it, of engaging in the community. How we want to bring the community together to have a place to meet, share knowledge, share stories, and just be together. So those are the kind of the 5 things that we're targeting for the event this year, and it fits conveniently on one hand. Steve, I didn't mean to...
No, that's good. Please jump in any time. All right, just zooming in a little bit more so that you can kind of get a better perspective of the actual part of the building that we have. same thing, kind of from a different angle. Got a huge parking lot. Once again, just a different angle of the same thing.
So while Steve showed that, one of the things that I am going to ask you personally is to make sure that if you are willing to help the club, make sure you hit that QR code, and I've got a smaller version that we'll pass around. Hit that QR code, fill out the form, and let us know. I would ask you to do that, because that way we can start gathering and organizing that and bringing the group together to start saying, okay, remember, we have the 12 so positions that were put together, the roles, whether that's a person or a group of people to cover, and I think it's grown to 13 or 14 now, of the positions and things and roles that we need to cover to make the event happen and go smoothly. So we need people to say, hey, I'll be the person that stands at the front door and makes sure that people come in and get their door prize tickets. Or I'll be the person that takes care of making sure the vendors know where they're going. Or I'll be the person that says, hey, the expos, the forums are that way. So that's one of the first things that you can do for us is make sure you hit that form and let us know that you're capable and willing to help us. And then we're going to have an initial meeting. We'll get to that in a moment, but then we'll pull you into those meetings and start having those meetings. Because how many days do we have, Steve?
88.
88 days. All right, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
I was letting you advance, so I was.
It's hung up here.
Gotcha.
Joe, what are the hours? When's it open, when's it closed?
8 to 5.
8 to 5, okay.
No, we've got it all day. We've actually, because if y'all been to Free Fest before, they usually, there's, had a little bit earlier cut off, and the people used to normally leave about, it used to get pretty thin about 2 o'clock. But that was to allow time for cleaning, clean up and take down. We've got the space until 8 o'clock at night, and we've actually got Sunday that we can do, take down and carry and get things.
Yeah. So we have a little bit of time on Friday afternoon for setup, load in, and prep, and then all day Saturday, and then we can load out Saturday evening or even Sunday if we needed to.
All right, I don't know what's happening.
Is there anybody else using?
There are other events there. We don't know how many, but there are other events in the venue. As we get closer, we'll be able to see those events on their calendar. But right now, it's a little too far out for us to be able to tell what events are there. There are other events there. So that's a great opportunity for us to get foot traffic that we would not normally have at the other events come through and say, hey, I'm curious. Amateur radio, what is it? Let's walk through this expo and see what it's all about. We do have that opportunity.
All right. I'm blocked up here. All right, let me try that later. One big thing that we've got to start narrowing down pretty quick is concessions. At Free Fest, y'all probably know that they had a kitchen. A big thing is that they were selling food and refreshments and stuff. This does not have a kitchen. We can set up a grill or something outside and do it that way, but we've got to say, we basically got to decide it tonight or real soon. Is that what we're wanting to do, and how are we going to do it?
And that requires a commitment, because that's going to require a concessions team. 6 to 8 people to run the concessions operation and run flip the burgers, make the hot dogs, run the drinks, and just take care of that process. Now, there is a bonus to that. If we have surplus field days, roughly 60 days later, so it's not like we wouldn't have somewhere where we could use excess food for field day. But the concern that we have with the concessions operation would be just manpower. If we get enough people on the list to sign up and say we're willing to help, it's really a no-brainer at that point. Yes, go ahead.
If at the very least, could we probably have snacks and drinks?
That's probably, at the very least, a fair thing. And that's just one of the things. There's one of the very first things that will get decided upon. And we're getting to the point where we're going to start making these decisions. We're hoping to bring the people that want to help into that decision-making process versus having to just make the decisions arbitrarily. So that's why we're asking you. If you're interested, you want to help, hit the form, let us know so we can bring him in and he can help us work through the decision process. Because the power of many is powerful. The power of one is just one. Steve?
Yeah, I think I'm going here again when I was. Okay, here's a video showing that from the inside the area, outdoor space and cooking. So we can go in and out through that door. Now this is the area next to ours. We don't have that area, so we'd actually be coming in through a door. There's the restrooms. There's a big door for loading and unloading. So that back wall is pretty much not usable because of the bathroom and the door, but we've got this big open space. Now this wall on that side is a glass wall. We've got a big wall there.
Is there power on that outer wall?
There's power on the wall, on both walls.
Power on the poles?
Yes. Yeah.
So let's talk about power for a minute. If you're in the middle of the room and you're a vendor and you want power, the agri-center is going to ask you to pay for it. So if we have vendors that need power, we need them to kind of be on the outside, and we're going to try to work it out without having to go through the utility setup fee where the agri-center makes their money. Because they're proud of that fee. And we'll have to pay some of it if we have to, but we're going to try to work through that if we don't. If we need to, we do. If we don't, we don't. So we're going to try to do that.
Okay, and here's where I'm turning back around and seeing overall of the area. So it's got, something that we've got to work with is, this front area here where you're kind of coming into the area is wide open, so we're going to have to put some tables and stuff there for people coming into the area. And this is just some stuff on the outside. That we were trying to think if we were going to use into the outside, and we just decided that was going to cost us too much.
All right. I don't want to take all of Adam's time. So Steve, let's kind of hit the high points and let's put the ask to the members of what we need to do.
What, show of hands, who thinks we're going to try concessions?
So the question is, should we do concessions? Do you think it's a good thing? Do we think we have enough people? That's a show of hands. Let's do concessions.
Joe, you're talking about us running a hamburger stand and cooking the food?
Hey, worry about health department and cooking?
There is some, we'll have to double check that. I think with us being the organization, I think we've got some wiggle there, but I'll have to go back and check that.
They have told us we could do a grill.
Oh, they did?
They did.
They did. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
does
that's-
the grill cost for the outside area?
We just have to, we have to provide the grill. They'll give us a space for that, but they don't provide it.
Okay, well, no, because at first they
We
were
don't
going
have
to
to pay for
charge,
the outside space to park.
they're going to charge for the outside
Yeah,
space,
that was just for people to set up.
Okay.
For
parking,
Yes, sir.
flea market.
Contacted Lance. Lance, one that runs, or has in the past run hamburgers.
But it's not only cooking the hamburgers. I mean, there's
The drinks, everything else.
the drinks.
It's the team. So here's the thing, what it boils down to, concessions boil down to, we've got to have the team that runs the rest of the event, and then there's a team that takes the concessions. And that's not necessarily the same team, because it can't be the same group of people. And that's really the rub that we've got to make sure. Even if we have a light concession stand, just snacks and water, it still takes a smaller group of people. We just need to make sure that we've got, what I'm asking specifically is, are we as a membership, can I count on you to commit to help us on this weekend. I need 30 people to say, yes, we will help. That's what I need. Yes, sir.
I'll help.
Absolutely.
Have you talked to anybody with food trucks?
So the food trucks present an interesting problem with the Agri Center. Can I table that and talk about that with you on the sidewalk? Fair enough.
Joe, what about snacks and soft drinks and snacks?
That would fall under the grant that we've been given to run concessions. We don't have to cook hot food, just to be able to have a concession stand to have, you know, cookies, chips, drinks. We're covered with that. Prepackaged easy.
I don't let it help me. The problem is I don't know timing yet for what I've got going on.
Understood.
So I can't
there's
say right now that I can do it.
And what you can do for us though is to come help us in the committee and meet with us and bring your ideas to the table. That's just as valuable right now.
Okay.
Right? Yes, sir.
I guess the funding model is different than it was for pre-fest.
So we didn't touch on that. We talked about that a couple of meetings ago, but yes, I'll recover that and for just a minute. So the ARRL has stepped up and said, look, the Expo, Hamfest, Free Fest in Memphis is important. We feel that it is valuable, that it needs to continue. We're willing to put our money where our mouth is and cover with the expense that you budget. We're putting together a budget, and they said they will write a grant to cover that by the ARRL Foundation. So we're finishing that budgeting process and submitting that budget grant request to the division, and they're going to run that up to the ARRL Foundation to get that approved. So the risk to us has been minimized, not eliminated, but minimized to the ARRL saying, hey, it's important. We think it's important as well.
So we're not depending on concessions to pay
No,
for the.
not this year, not this year. But the overall funding is not as much of a concern and issue as it is
People to work.
We could follow on that real quick. The ARRL has also said, look, we understand this is a multi-year thing. It's not just a one and done. It's a 1, 2, and 3 kind of approach. And it's a ramp. It's not, we can't cover at the funding level of the first year, but the second year can certainly be somewhere in the middle, and the third year can be a little bit lower. So there's a ramp to this, you know, a 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, however you want to look at it. Because they also understand that it takes continuity to create this, and it takes a process to run it through. Yes, John?
I'll make a motion that we move forward with snacks and drinks for the first year, which will eliminate or lessen the people need, right? And maybe help us in some other areas. Let's see what people think about that as a decision.
All right, so Jonathan said he proposes that we do snacks and drinks, not a full-blown hot concession stand. Anybody want a second?
Second.
Seconded by Joe Lowenthal. All right, so the motion on the floor as presented is that for our expo in April, for our concessions will be limited to a packaged concession stand, snacks and drinks kind of approach.
And I think that's a good intermediate step.
I don't think that that's a bad idea personally. All right, so the motion on the floor is as such. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carried. So we got our first major decision taken care of.
All right, good.
Fantastic.
All right, thank goodness. All right.
All right.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, let's make sure you hit the form. Let us know you're interested in help. We really need that very much. What other things would you like to accomplish?
While hearing what we've kind of kicked around, does anybody have anything that they feel strongly about that they want to be sure that we include this year? You know, is there something that, you're thinking that we can, we're still gonna have, the swap meet tables, we're still gonna have, the vendors that will come. We've got some that have signed up. We're gonna, follow up with them and see if we can get some more. We're gonna have forums. We're gonna have presentations. What what presentation, is there a particular presentation that y'all would, that
We
somebody?
also have testing.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely have testing, yeah.
National Weather Service.
They're on
See if
board.
we can get a tour of National Weather Service. I think that'll bring some people in.
Okay.
Oh, of the facility there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're right next door.
Yeah, that's neat, yeah. That would be
And that could be, that could even be multiple tours, that could be scheduled, because they're right next door.
Okay.
Yes.
One of the things I brought up to Billy a while ago, you might have a forum on beginner people with drones, because a lot of young kids are looking at things like that to get involved in.
Not a bad idea at all. And one of the things that will be there, you know, Mary Jean's gonna have her STEM environment. She just graduated from the ARRL Teachers Institute. She's really got the empowerment to bring in that high school, middle school component. Robotics is a strong focus of that, so that will be an easy thing to bring in with that. And then there'll be the-
The police have some drones, I wonder if they can be volunteered to take
Do
an
you have a
hour, 2
contact?
hours and put a demo.
Do you have contact with them?
Well, I know like Germantown and.
Yeah, they might, we can reach out to them, absolutely. I was asking if you had contacts. and we could reach out to them.
No,
Personally. Okay,
Yeah, I can talk to them.
okay.
Anything that
Forms,
draws in
forms.
the maker space, so like 3D printing or
Right.
anything that sort of gets out on the periphery of
So-
the radius draws people in.
So I'll take a minute and I'll step up onto the soapbox for just 1 second. I'm really promising to try to get Adam sometime to talk about something other than this expo. Let's talk about long-term vision, because you hit on something about that. Long-term vision is the vision of where this could potentially and can go. And that is to the maker spaces, to the electronic spaces, to the 3D printing spaces, to the GRMS space, to the Overland space. All of the ham radio adjacent spaces and hobbies that we love and are all adjacent to us, scouting, whatever they may be, are certainly something that we can start sticking to the sides of this as this grows and matures and evolves. Now, are we going to be able to do that this year? Absolutely not. We're on a 5-point plan this year. If it's not on the one hand that you hold up, we're not going to try to accomplish it this year. But I'll tell you that in May, one of the things that we're planning on doing is to have a big debrief, because that's going to be the foundation that lays next April's foundation down. And April of 27, let's talk about how to bring those in, okay? But what we've got to create this year is a continuity event. We've got to create the continuity in the community that says it's still here. It didn't go away. Come visit. It'll be here next year too. So that's the vision. Yes, sir.
I assume all the forum topics, we have different blow blocks for different time frames there, and they haven't been set.
That is correct. Would you like to set them?
I think emergency preparedness goes right along with ham radio.
Right, so to that point, one of the things that the ARRL has asked us is to have a themed around emergency prepared, MCOM, that kind of theme, just because they kind of need that for the foundation and the grant, so that's kind of a sub-theme within this. Yes, sir.
How about having some working stations that are heavily signed for anybody?
Definitely, so, yes, and of anything that I feel comfortable that a ham radio operator can do with that much notice is set up a station. So, yes, we are planning on trying to make a station or 2 or 3 happen at the expo, but right now, there are other things that we are trying to tackle that we gotta get tackled, but setting up stations,
The
absolutely.
challenge is, if you remember looking at the video, there's really no access, no good access to the outside.
One of them, like, but not for this one, but usually, when you have like your field day, then you got everybody playing on the radios.
We can absolutely have some live stations there. We can get coax out, which the HF is forgiving in that round. So that's been brought up a bunch of times. we'll make it happen, because if anything a ham radio operator can do is set up in the field very quickly. Most of us can. We practice it every year at field day. Absolutely.
Next week.
All right, questions, comments? Yes, sir.
How about the TV and radio advertising with the show?
Absolutely love to get that. We're not, we're consciously not trying to do a whole ton of paid for marketing. If you know contacts or have contacts that'll help us with that, this year, that'd be fantastic. Again, this year we're trying to just get through, we got 88 days to get there. We got to get through those 88 days.
I think one of our best things on that is when Tom Medlin, if y'all know him, he's got the, he's got a real popular web channel that he does a show once a week. I contacted him when we first started talking about this. He said, no, he said he may come to it, but he's not real interested. Last week, he got back with me. He said, oh, he's been thinking about it. He said he's going to talk about it on his show leading up to the event. He said he'll do some videos while he's there. And then the main thing he's saying is he's going to do an interview with any of us that want to be on it. And we can talk about, what we did do and what we plan to do the next year. I think that's going to be one of our best things because, if we have somebody from one of the local stations, like I said, if we don't meet their expectations, we're going to look bad on the television. But with him, I think he'll spin it where, he can say, okay, look, here's what they've done in the past, here's what they're doing this year, here's where they're going forward.
All right. Got a question in the back, and then I want to do a couple of things.
I just have a thought. Everybody in this room needs to talk this up to somebody you know that's not in a club.
Right.
Please, yes,
Please.
absolutely. So I'm going to ask all of you, how many of you have one of these? Okay, so everybody take this out, go to your calendar, April 11th. Mark it on your calendar, April 11th.
Okay.
Okay, 8 to 5.
Now, the other thing is, everybody's familiar with the big electronic billboards that are out there by the Agri Center. I'm talking about key to key is not the main focus tonight, okay? Okay, all right. We've got access to those big electronic billboards on Walnut Grove and Germantown Road. Is there anybody that has experience, has background of doing some sort of a graphic arts that's interested in, okay. But seriously, I mean, we're needing somebody that could help us. The guy that does the advertising, I've talked to him and I said, do you do it, or do we need to come to you with something? He said, it's better if you come to me with something, you'll tweet it, it needs to be tweaked. But if there's anybody here.
Give you the measurements and stuff that you need for the sign.
I can get it, yeah, I can get it. Yeah. But if there's anybody here that's got a background or an interest in graphic design that wants, don't know what I'm talking about, it's usually just, because you're seeing it while you're driving past, so it can't be real wordy or anything, but it's got to be something that can catch some attention, so.
Whose board is it?
I get your guy's name.
I mean, is it out front, is it?
Oh, there's, if you, out there, it's too big, it's back to 4 of them, huh?
It's on Germantown Park.
It's on Germantown Parkway, right there, the ones that you probably know are right there in front of the,
Butcher shop.
And then there's 2 of them that are about halfway down Walnut Road between Germantown and Farm Road.
We talk. Can I apologize?
If you want to have a little section, like a workshop session where you talk through some ideas, probably. I mean, on the technology side, I'm good, and I kind of have somebody that does art.
Okay.
And also an art teacher here. And team up.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, anything else? Yeah.
Yes, you're doing it.
Well, I don't wanna condense it too much. We're not gonna stop all this tomorrow.
I am thinking that I talked to somebody at, Neshoba last night. He works with the sheriff's department. He thinks he can have the sheriff's department out there helping us with security, so maybe we can tie that in.
Having a apparatus out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to get that in with the emergency communications part.
Potentially, and maybe have all of the major metropolitan areas have a communications van, a operations van, a mobile operations van. They pull up on a major scene. You know, bringing one or two of those out might be a fun exercise in what communications. Just Saturday. It is Saturday. Saturday, April 11th. Right. So I'll just shameless plug. There'll be little versions that I'll pass around, but the big version. This is the volunteer form. That's the signal report that's on your table. These aren't on your table. This is the QR code that leads to a Google form link that I ask you to fill out. That just gives your name, address, email, so we can get in touch with you and start plugging you in of what you're interested in doing. That's what we asked for tonight. Give us your information so we can reach out to you and set it up. Now, we'll talk about 19th.
Next Monday? Yeah, I was going to.
Fair enough.
We talked to, me and I both were at Neshoba last night, talking to them. They said that they would like to have a Zoom meeting where we can drill into some more details and stuff. What worked best for them, and, so we went ahead and set that up, is Monday the 19th, this next Monday, at between 1 and 3. Between 1 and 3, we're gonna have a Zoom call with them, and if anybody's interested in that, we're gonna send out an email.
What I would ask is let us know that you're interested in that, and we'll add you to the invitation for that and send you the link. I don't want to spam a public link out there and end up with everybody dropping in the meeting. So if you're interested in making that Zoom meeting.
Is there a place on that where they can?
No. Because this is set for.
What email address do they need to send it to?
They can send it to my email address, president@deltaclub.org. Or you can send it to Steve's manifest. All right, questions? So I want to conclude and say thanks, everyone. It's going to be a lot of work. We're very excited about this. 88 days away. Sign up so we know you're interested. We're going to start marshaling the forces and start getting this done.
And do be thinking about what kind of forms you want. The whole emergency preparedness thing is absolutely on our track. But there's some other things too, like Meshtastic and some other things, some of the modern
GMRS.
things. Who?
GMRS.
God, you can go.
What's that?
It works. It works.
Just think about all the
It's
people doing
CB
preppers and stuff like that.
dot
we might draw in.
2.0, I guess.
So anyway, yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So to wrap that up, Steve's the point on that. His email address has been in Sparks multiple times. Send him an email. Send me an email if you want to join us on that Monday Zoom. But I'm really asking you, please fill out your form and let us know that you can help us. That's what we really need right now. We need you to fill out the form. All right? Let's take, if you're interested or need it, take 5 minutes, stretch your legs. Adam will give us a little bit of something that's ham radio related, and we can wrap up.